Shani Brightwell from Say It With a Box. Shani, thank you for joining me today. I would like you to tell us a little bit about your business and hopefully that I can provide you with some information regarding your SEO. So would you like to tell us about Say It With a Box, why you started it, and some of the challenges you're facing in terms of the SEO?
Yeah, sure. Thanks, Andrew. So I'm a Sydney-based corporate camper company, and we've been running the business for about 3 years now. So we sell corporate campers Australia-wide. So basically, I guess I've done a little bit of the SEO work on my website, but my knowledge is really basic. I've been trying to increase my findability and bump myself up onto Google. So I guess the trouble I'm having is knowing what content to create that is going to make me more easy to find, and also getting those keywords in there to help my company be found. The market is quite competitive, so I'm always looking to increase how I can be found on Google, my Google ranking.
Yep. And what do you know so far about the SEO process?
All I've done is sort of keyword research, which I'm trying to implement. I'm always trying to change that, doing short and long tail keywords into my information on the website. And I think I'm at least page 3 or page 4 on the Google search, so not great. So I'm trying to edge my way up there under the corporate camper kind of search term.
Okay, cool. So just quickly, there's 3 main components of improving your Google rankings, and this is going to evolve into more artificial intelligence, which I'll get to later on. But the 3 biggest components for rankings is obviously your content itself, who links to you, and their user experience. So customers that come on to Say It With a Box, how do they experience your business? How do they interact? How many pages they view? How long they stay on your website? All these things are very important. So the biggest component is content marketing. So really with SEO, it was a content marketing game in 2007, but it's a content when I started, and it's very much still a content marketing game in 2019. So really what you're really looking to do for your SEO is do strategies that at first think about your business first, and then the byproduct of really good digital strategies and your own business know-how will come together to actually improve your SEO. So normally what you really want at the end of the day, Shani, is attention. That's what you're bidding for. And so with the content marketing, we're breaking through the noise to tell your stories. I think many customers, many clients, many business owners, they see SEO as a sales prospect. And largely it can be, but people forget that it's marketing, not sales, and there's a massive difference there. When I think of sales, I think of the cold calling, I think of the proposals, I think of the sitting down face to face. I think of it even over the phone, sometimes like this. So normally SEO should be actually viewed as marketing, and why that distinction is important is because I want you to start thinking of yourself as more of a content media publisher than actually a business owner that sells corporate gift hampers, right? So understanding what content works for which platform. So do you actively use YouTube?
I don't use YouTube at all. I haven't really delved into creating any videos yet.
You see the problems I've had today probably scared you off. So normally I would say videos are huge. So when you are building content, what I normally recommend is for businesses to actually go to Google and type in, gift hampers why, or gift hampers how. And what that normally does is, if you scroll, that keyword doesn't mean anything, but what you really want to start looking at doing is generating the people also ask section on Google. So when you type in like gift hampers how, or what gift should I give to, or whatever, so it might be, I'll probably do it for you as you're going to talk later on, and I'll give you some examples. So you've got like, why should I buy a gift hamper, or where should I buy my gift hampers from? And when you are building that content, then what you should be targeting is at least content that people are searching for that isn't so competitive, the long tail and the long form. Because if you go for corporate gift hampers with your current amount of authority, you're really going to you're probably not going to happen when you first, Hampers Emporium and the other big boys. I know for me, one of the biggest selling points, the last two hampers that I got, the last two corporate, was the same day delivery. That for me, yeah, that for me was a huge selling point. So your business is actually, fundamental to getting results for SEO. But what I would be discussing in my content marketing strategy is looking for long tail keywords that people are searching for that isn't that competitive, where you can probably get maybe 20 clicks a month.
Okay, sure.
So are you regularly blogging? What's your blogging strategy currently like?
Yes, I do. Well, I try and blog monthly, and it's, I guess, creating a story around my business so that I'm kind of building a rapport with customers, and I try and implement some keywords in there.
Yep, awesome. So I don't want business owners to start thinking of content as necessarily just keywords. Keywords are important, but I think where as a business owner, where your mind should probably be focused more on is in producing a piece of content that your target market is going to go wow, and then you can boost that content to a wider audience, so people are going to link to it and share it. I think you want to actually produce every piece of content like it's better than any other piece that you can currently find when you look for the same content from your competitors or from relevant sites. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay, cool. So there's actually an awesome site called answerthepublic.com, and the Australian, to get the Australian data, you do have to pay for it. But anyway, answerthepublic.com, you type in like gift hampers, and it gives you what people are searching for on Google around the who, what, where, how, why. So you'll get so many content suggestions based purely on what people are searching for, and you can get the data strictly from the Australian audience. So it's quite powerful. It's called answerthepublic.com. I recommend it highly. I like doing it manually, but so like I might go to Google, type in, gift hampers, see corporate. I'll just put corporate gift hampers. How to, right? And so it'd be like, what is a good, so you want to also spin the content around, so you can have something like why or what type of gifts should I give to my boss, or what type of gifts should I give to my fellow colleagues. And so you want to have a look around what sort of content, and normally we will do this for clients, right? So it's a lot of competitor research. We're trying to figure out what people are actually linking to, and the sort of content that is getting shared on social media, and the sort of content that people are linking to already. And that's important, because the more people that link to you, the more authority that you increase over time. Does that make sense?
Yes.
And unfortunately, go on.
So my blog post should be more about helping them on that journey, not so much. I guess I'm sort of trying to create a story around my business and my products that may be more problem solving.
Absolutely, that should be. If you go to YouTube, and I mean the how-to world is huge, right? So if I'm actually going in Answer the Public, so I might type in, gift hampers, and the reason that you really want to. You want to think of your content strategy right now and getting like one article to get you 10 clicks a month, and then that will compound when you create the next article. So when you've got 2 articles a month that are generating traffic, and of course trends and volumes will fluctuate, but the more content you, at least if you thinking, okay, I've got to start thinking this way, at least you're on the right path. I mean, people are searching things like, what is gift hamper? What is a gift hamper? What should a gift hamper include? Should I include alcohol in the gift hamper? These are what people are searching around, the sort of things. And after the call, I'll send you some information about that. So normally, the way I like to help clients is really work out, okay, especially if you're a new business in a competitive industry, you can't expect to start ranking for ultra competitive keywords, because they're obviously much further down in the journey, and they're like on the 50th lap of a race, and you're just starting on late lap one. So what you focus on doing is producing that long form content and getting people to link to you. Now this can be the second part is getting people to link to you. That can be quite challenging, because why should someone be linking to you? And this is where the creativity comes in. But so you might have you might do a video where you're packaging, so on YouTube, and you're going to embed, let's say, a YouTube video into your article. So 5 popular gift hamper ideas to give to your boss, right? That's just right. And then you have a video of you sort of packing it all together. So you got that, you have your own series and your own show on YouTube, calling gift hampers with Shani or something like that, right? And you've got that show. Like, think of YouTube as literally you've got your own TV show and you're producing weekly or monthly episodes, right? And how quirky, how unique you can make that is really only limited by your imagination. So having a video like that and then incorporating that into your blog article. So let's say your blog article is about the top 5 best gift corporate ideas to give to your boss for Christmas, and then you've actually got a video. One of your episodes is you sort of packaging certain gift hampers that you're going to give away. Like in an episode that you could give to your boss, and you incorporate that into your, let's say, 1,000-word article. So someone goes to Google, they type in, gift hamper ideas for my boss. Bang, your article pops up, and then what happens? You've got 3 or 4 ways they can actually find you. One, through actually the Google search results. Second is through the Google video search. You know how Google's got like its own video search? Okay. Yep. Thirdly is through there's like snippets of videos that could actually show up in Google, and then they can link to your YouTube channel. And fourth, through YouTube itself, and they can link back to your website through the descriptions that you put in your videos. So there's 4 major ways. So by incorporating that video into a 1,000-word article, you're increasing your chances of being found. And remember, attention's the game, so you're being 4 times more likely to be found. Does that make sense so far?
It does, yeah.
Okay, and then why should someone link to you? Well, welcome to the SEO's biggest challenge for every client, right? So normally I would work with clients that I feel like are exciting, they've got something different to add, and that's not because I want to work with people that I think they're in a business that I think is actually awesome and exciting. I mean, that is who I want to work with, but more from an SEO perspective. When you create that article, think about first, what value is this article going to deliver to my audience, and then think about all those little strategies that I just mentioned. And then second thing is, when you start promoting that article, start looking around to see other websites that may be, and we've got tools that we use to sort of get this a lot faster, but just you're sort of on your own. Have a look around at what again, I can send you some information after. Just remind me, and I can send you some links and stuff where you can sort of find this information about who's actually linking to your competitors. So let's say you do, a 2019 Christmas gift hamper special. What we normally do as SEOs, we'll go and find out articles that have linked with 2018 or 2017, and we go and look at websites where they've linked to your competitors to outdated content. This is just one way, right? I'm just giving you an idea. And so we'll say, hi, website name, we've noticed you've linked in your article to this website. It's great. We'll never ask for your competitors' links to be taken down. That's unethical and a little bit, it's sneaky and not nice, but we never ask that. We just say, look, you're linking to an outdated article. Shani from Say It With A Box, we just released an article for the 2019 Christmas gift hampers. Would you be interested in actually linking to this article? And so you might send that 100 times and you get 3 links.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. So you want to think, and then another way to promote it, obviously, is through social media and boosting ads on Facebook and Instagram, so people can actually start liking it and sharing it around, because your number one objective is attention through content that people actually want to search for, find valuable, and link to.
Yep. Okay, that makes sense, yeah.
Okay, so how was that so far? I don't want to overload you.
No, that's good. Yeah, that's really valuable, because I think Christmas is obviously my biggest time of year, so pumping out the Christmas content will
So normally, what I would suggest as well is to think about like other, not just, obviously you've got 3 or 4 article ideas you can do just around gift hampers for Christmas. Do you give them to your colleagues? Write one to colleagues, one for a boss. Should you include alcohol? Like all these little sort of nuances that you can actually include in the article. But you could also think of things that, like, what I'm working with another client in the restaurant business, and I'm trying to not just say how awesome this restaurant is, but actually create articles around where should you have your first date. And I know people in Sydney are actually typing that into Google, right? Where should I go on my first date? And we're going to actually produce content, so we're going to rank for that keyword, and then go, oh, you landed on our article. Why don't you go to this restaurant? So with your gift hampers, you might want to think about it not just only always incorporating the word gift hampers, but you might want to start thinking about content that, gift ideas, which is a hugely like massive competitive space. But if I go to Google and type in, what are gift ideas for my boss, I'm just typing that in. You've got when I typed in Google, what are gift ideas for my boss? That keyword never gets searched because it's grammatically wrong. but you scroll down, you see the people also ask, and you can see you've got like 4 suggestions, and if you click on the 4th suggestion and then click it back up again, it loads more underneath. So there's questions like, what is a good gift for your boss? Or is it appropriate to give your boss a gift? Or what are good gifts for co-workers? I mean, there's like so many ideas there for around like content you could produce around the Christmas time. There's like 10 there right in front of me that you can start producing, that Google has said this is what people ask on Google. It's hidden in plain sight what you need to do, literally. All right, so that people also ask section is awesome. So then Google wants to know. So eventually, where Google's going to go, which I don't want to necessarily overload you with right now, is how far. Like even if you rank for, is it appropriate to give your boss a gift, right? You rank for that first, and then someone underneath. But people click on that article, and they click back straight away. And someone who's ranking 3rd or 4th, Google's users are clicking on those articles, and they're actually staying on the site longer. They're not clicking back, and on yours they're clicking back. That's called rank brain. And so what's eventually going to happen, Google's just going to manually drop you. So the way you get on the top of Google search results is a mixture of components between producing great content, getting it promoted and people to link to you and to do some social sharing, and then thirdly to actually keep people on your website and engaged, and that is user experience, and that is massively complicated, but it's just, again, thinking of your website much more than a website, but basically a digital front-end tool. So what we normally do is we help clients like speed up the website, make sure there's not too many images per page. And really the way you want to think about your website is what makes sense for an everyday user. A lot of the time, small business owners are thinking about Google and search results and things like that, but Google's actually trying to catch up to the everyday user. So anytime there's an improvement made on a website, all Google wants to do is, why did Google force us to think about mobile first for websites? Because everyone is using mobiles. All right, so if you can start thinking, okay, well, what's the best? Why should your website be fast? Not because it's going to give you a boost on your SEO. Your website should be fast so you don't piss off your customers. Yeah, cool. So how's it? Awesome. Any questions?
I don't think so. I think I have done a search on the speed, which I think loading was just over 3 seconds or something. So what's the ideal loading time, or what should it be?
Well, normally I would say the average benchmark is around 3 to 4 seconds. Now, on a site that's like for your blog articles and things like that, Google has released what they call AMP, Accelerated Mobile Pages, and that is a version that just loads up when someone searches for this sort of keywords that we just mentioned on their mobile phone, and they get a very streamlined version of your website, of that page. Now, what I've found with that is it can be quite, because there's actually functionality, it's less functionality intensive, so sometimes certain things won't load properly. what I recommend, and actually it affected one of my clients' conversion rate. So we took AMP off, so the website increased in page speed, but our conversion rate improved. So it's one of those things where you can continuously tweaking and experimenting with. But no, yeah. So normally that's what I would recommend. I would recommend thinking about how to get into the website as fast as possible. That is not going to take out important functionality through, because obviously you can do things like AMP and many different other strategies to improve the speed of your site. But just use. I mean, it's also common sense. Make sure when you're uploading images, they're not too large, and things like that. So do you have like a strategy? Like, so what are you currently focusing on? Are you reaching out to other websites? Like you got an article, the 3 best female entrepreneurs, like books to inspire and encourage. I mean, that's great, but what does that have to do with what you do?
Yeah, exactly.
So I think
that possibly could have been something that maybe I could have linked, to the, I don't know, authors or someone who's in that, but it's not overly relevant. But that was where I was sort of aiming to create more of a story around the business, but I need to get targeted on perhaps react to hampers and not irrelevant articles.
yeah, I think what I would, I mean, that thinking about content for different, that's another place I wanted to go. So that might be a good article for LinkedIn. It's just not much. Yeah, it could be. There's a lot of female entrepreneurs on LinkedIn, and LinkedIn has so what's important too when you're producing content is to think about the context, right? So I mean, for your blog, we want to build strategy that people are generally what people are searching for on Google. Otherwise, I mean, most companies put their company news and like no one cares, so thinking about, but a piece of content I would probably take off my website and I'll put it on LinkedIn as 3 best female entrepreneur books to inspire and encourage. And then when someone goes to LinkedIn and they're reading your article, again, they've got to like it. That's goes without saying. It's got to bring value. It's got to be high quality, and that can be quite challenging. But if they like it, they're going to actually leave a comment, which is important, and then they're going to, engagement is huge, and then they're going to be like, oh, where's Shani from? Oh, she does corporate gift hampers. Oh, I'm an entrepreneur. Maybe I can give some to my clients. All right, so that's more of a social media strategy than per se a SEO strategy. But where the SEO factor comes in is Google's going to look at how many times people type in "say it" with a box in Google. So again, attention is powerful. So maybe on YouTube you develop a content strategy that I reckon you should have your own sort of either bi-weekly where you sort of show exactly when you putting your gift hampers together, and give it a series name, give it a show name, pack it with Shani, or something where it's going to elevate your personality. That's important. And so on YouTube, that's what I would do. LinkedIn, I would do more around female entrepreneurship if that's what you're passionate about. What inspires you, how you can bring value. Because you think about it, in LinkedIn, they're more sort of thinking about it from a corporate business perspective. So the content should be tailored for that environment. Then on Facebook and LinkedIn, you might actually take up a video that you did on one of your series for 10 minutes on YouTube, and then just sort of scale it down to like a minute for Instagram and run some ads. And then on Facebook you might do like a 3-minute clip where you can again have a 3-minute version, and every single hamper you produce, or every time it's something's a little bit different, tell that story. I love you telling stories, and I want you to tell stories, but tell stories in the right context. So you might, if you did like a gift hamper for a client that it's sort of unique, maybe do a minute version where you can dump that on Instagram, and also a 3-minute version that you can put on Facebook.
Okay, sure.
And just take as much images. What else I was going to say? And you can obviously even target ads to people that are interested in gift hampers on Facebook and Instagram.
Yes.
Okay, so that's incredibly powerful. So you're going to think, wow, that's like a lot of content. But I would rather you as a business owner start thinking about it like I need to start producing content, rather than necessarily worried about, you know, other issues like, is my website fast enough right now? That's important, definitely important, but there's no point worrying about your website being fast if no one's on it.
Yeah, sure.
Cool.
Yeah, that makes sense. So think about the most simple things about content and getting my name out there before I go into the nitty gritty.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, look, it's very hard to go over the phone to talk about. Obviously, when someone sees a listing, the title in the blue is very important. So when you go to Google, you type in a keyword, you see the blue link, and you click on it. Yep. So that's the meta title, and I can see you got Shopify, so that's quite easy to do. When you are writing those titles, you want them to include a keyword, but you don't want to stuff them either. And you've got to think, even if you rank first, if you got someone below that's got a nicer title and that little description, which is the meta description, if those are written better than yours, even if you rank second or first and someone ranks third or fourth, customers are going to click on them because it's more compelling and enticing.
Yeah.
And I believe now the title's changed to around 50 characters. So it's very hard to get a keyword in there, because obviously you want to get a keyword in there, but you also want to get something enticing and descriptive in there as well. And that description is, I believe now, it's around 120 characters. 120 to 150 characters. So keep it like around that mark, and just create exciting descriptions that if someone's going to see that, they're going to want to click on your listings. Because even if you rank well on Google, what people forget is making your titles and descriptions enticing. So it's a juggling act. Because honestly, I will spend months sometimes with clients changing and titles and descriptions, not because I want to improve rankings. Sometimes rankings are great, but we're not getting as many clicks as we should.
Yeah, sure.
So that's something something for you to think about as well. Does that make sense?
Yep, that makes sense. Definitely. I've changed that a few times, but I still need to have a look at it and tweak it, I think.
Yeah, awesome. Now, what you can also do, if you've got around under $500, what I normally recommend to clients is to call Google. Obviously, AdWords professionals can they don't normally take on campaigns less than 2,000 because 30% of their money goes to them, and the other 70% goes to Google. So under $2,000, it's no point. So what I recommend is, if you got a budget under $500, is to get either someone that you know, or someone that understands Google AdWords, or call Google themselves and start telling them that you want to rank on Google. You don't want traffic, you want sales and inquiries. So what they're going to do is basically build a campaign for you around people that are going to buy, say, different keywords like buy a corporate gift hamper. And what you really want out of that isn't just the sales, but what you want to feed out of that is the keywords that people are searching for through Google AdWords that are going to come on your website and they're going to buy.
Yep. Okay.
Why is that important? Because then you know what keywords to target in your SEO when you're not paying for clicks.
Yeah.
All right, I'm trying to throw it all at you, so I don't want to overly bombard you. I just wanted you to just take away something that you can go, well, at least I can start doing that.
Yeah, that's really helpful. Thank you. That's great.
Awesome. Any other questions?
I don't think so. No, I just probably need to look into YouTube, I guess, and especially coming up to Christmas time, there'll be heaps of content to put on there, so that's really helpful.
And video, I think Cisco did a study, a massive IT agency. They did a study, but they believe by 2021, 80% of all content on the internet will be consumed by video.
Okay, sure.
I noticed on your website you got Google Plus. Get rid of that. That's completely dead now. I would also probably use Pinterest.
Yes, I'm on Pinterest. Yeah.
Yeah, your industry is massive on the Pinterest. You can run Pinterest ads quite cheap as well, so you can actually have an organic presence where you're just sort of building your own pins and boards and things like that, and then you can actually run ads on Pinterest as well. And I believe Pinterest is really cheap because I don't think they have the competition as Facebook and Instagram.
Okay, sure. All right.
Yeah, because I think I think there's a lot of untapped potential there for you as well. So I think the takeaway is to think attention is your number one important goal. All right. The more people that see you, the more people that can engage with you, leave a comment, share your content, link to your content. That's all in your best interest.
Yeah.
And now that we had this discussion, I'm going to be following you closely soon. So make sure you're producing content like, the entrepreneur content for LinkedIn, Facebook, and Instagram. And actually, a gentleman, I don't know if I've tagged you in, but that guy from RX Painters on Instagram, I mean, he's going to be up on this. I'm going to call him up just because I gave him the information that he's now profiting big time and he's not telling anyone about it, and that is annoying me. And all he does is he basically goes to every single job and he just films him painting, right? And he just, sorry?
He what, sorry?
He films himself painting. So he'll go there and say he's going to use this primer, he's going to use this technique on this board, he's using these colors. So he's using every single job he goes to as a piece of content.
Okay.
All right. And then he has on Fridays on Instagram, because that's the context for it, because people go on Instagram to be entertained, he has a virtual bee on Fridays. So he has a bee with his followers on Instagram. How cool is that?
That's very clever. Yeah.
Right, because he's a tradie, he attracts a lot of tradies, and it's just for some reason that's they love doing, like they love going on there and having a virtual bee with him on Fridays. And I always, yeah, I mean, this is how people, as a small business, and he rang me up, he's like, what should I be doing? I didn't even tell him to do much about it with SEO. I told him to focus purely on social media and to build that brand, because when voice comes, and the next evolution in technology, the big brands and the well-established brands are going to be far easier. Even let's say your SEO is not carrying you as far. I think for you, your best thing probably would be social media and keep your SEO strategy purely content focused and building brand equity and credibility and trust. And then once the new wave of technology comes in, so through voice, so someone's going to be like, hey Amazon or hey Google, I want to buy a gift hamper. They say it with a box, not one of your competitors. And so it's going to be easier for you to transition into the next platform once you've got the brand established. So I think using the tools today to build your brand, so you can easily transition into the tools of tomorrow.
Yeah, fantastic.
So, awesome. All right.
Thank you. Really helpful. Great.
So if you've got any content suggestions, just go, Andrew, I'm running out of ideas. Just email me and throw them to me, and I can. And any questions about linking to you, or like how do I find out what competitors are linking to, or things like that. Like any questions, just email them over to me.
Yeah. Okay. Fantastic. Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks a lot, Shani. I'm going to end the broadcast. Thank you so much.